The billionaire, Daniel Whitmore, had grown accustomed to walking into a silent house where wealth shimmered in every corner, but love seemed to vanish in the empty halls. His daughter, Alina, had grown up in this golden cage, quiet, reserved, and often hiding in her books or behind the glow of a tablet. A child who had everything money could buy, but little warmth to hold on to. One evening, Daniel returned home earlier than usual, his mind still consumed with board meetings and deals, only to hear laughter floating from the kitchen, a sound so rare in his mansion that it made him pause. Stepping closer, he froze in shock as he saw Alina, wearing an apron far too big for her delicate hands covered in flour, smiling brighter than he had ever seen her, while beside her stood Rosa, the new black maid he had hired only days before. Rosa wasn't just cleaning. She was guiding Alina, teaching her how to knead dough, showing patience and kindness as if the girl were her own. Daniel's breath caught. His daughter had never opened up to tutors, nannies, or even relatives, but here she was, laughing, learning, living, as though Rosa had unlocked a door no one else had found. How could a woman who barely knew his family create such a bond in a matter of days when he, her father, had struggled for years to reach her? The question stung his heart, but it also awakened something he hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. As Alina proudly held up her misshapen little bread roll, looking to Rosa for approval, Daniel realized that money could buy comfort but not connection, luxury but not love. In that moment, he didn't see a maid and a billionaire's daughter. He saw two souls filling each other's emptiness, one giving the nurture she had always carried, the other receiving the childhood she had silently longed for. Tears welled in his eyes as Alina finally noticed him at the doorway and whispered with a shy smile, "Dad, look, Rosa taught me this." For the first time in years, Daniel felt speechless, not because of business deals or corporate shocks, but because love had finally returned to his home, carried in on the humble hands of a maid who gave more than wealth ever could. As Ethan stood frozen at the edge of the kitchen, Rosa finally looked up and met his gaze with a calm, knowing smile, sensing his awe and curiosity. "She has a natural talent," Rosa said softly, almost as if she were speaking to herself, yet her words hung in the air like a gentle revelation. Then, without any hesitation, she shared the truth that left Ethan completely speechless. Before arriving at their home as a maid, she had trained in some of Europe's most prestigious culinary schools, learning under chefs whose names alone could fill volumes. And she had competed in international cooking competitions, earning awards that would make seasoned chefs envious. Rosa had deliberately kept her past a secret, she explained, not out of shame, but out of humility, wanting to be seen simply as a helper, someone who could guide Lily without overshadowing her or intimidating the family with her impressive credentials. Ethan's jaw dropped, his mind racing to reconcile the unassuming, gentle woman before him with the extraordinary talent she had concealed for so long. He watched in disbelief as she encouraged Lily to mix the batter in circular motions, to taste and adjust, and to trust her instincts, all while quietly demonstrating the techniques she had mastered over years of rigorous training. But what struck Ethan most profoundly wasn't the revelation of Rosa's hidden skill. It was the impact she had already made on Lily. In a few short hours, she had instilled confidence, curiosity, and pride in a young girl who had often been sheltered by privilege and rules, teaching lessons that no amount of tutors, expensive classes, or etiquette books could have conveyed. Ethan felt a wave of humility wash over him as he realized that wealth, no matter how vast, could not replace the kind of mentorship that came from patience, experience, and genuine care. Rosa had done more than teach his daughter to bake. She had opened a door to creativity, independence, and self-assurance, showing Lily the joy of mastering a skill through effort and attention, while simultaneously modeling grace, discipline, and quiet strength. As he stepped closer, Ethan noticed the pride shining in Lily's eyes, the way she glanced at Rosa as though she had found a secret mentor, and he understood that this simple kitchen scene had transformed their family dynamic in ways he hadn't anticipated. That night, as the sun dipped behind the skyline and the warm aroma of baked goods filled the penthouse, Ethan realized that Rosa had given them something far more valuable than culinary instruction. She had given them a lesson in humanity, in mentorship, and in recognizing the untapped potential within those we might underestimate. In that moment, he promised himself that he would never again judge someone solely by their title, appearance, or role. And he began to appreciate the subtle power of guidance and encouragement that Rosa had wielded so effortlessly. By the time the pie was perfectly baked and Lily proudly presented it, Ethan's heart was full of gratitude and awe. Knowing that the quiet maid had reshaped their home, ignited his daughter's passions, and left an indelible mark on their lives. For the first time, he saw clearly that true wealth was not measured in dollars or possessions, but in the ability to inspire, to nurture, and to recognize the extraordinary potential in the people around us. A lesson he would carry far beyond the walls of this kitchen and into every corner of his life.